Hey everybody, what is going on? Hexlex here. I got another Master Duel video for you, and we have yet another of the quote-unquote new decks as of the latest selection pack releases. This one is not a new deck, but more of a returning one new to Master Duel. That is, of course, going to be Zoodiac. Now, Zoodiac is a deck that we have seen on the channel before, both in its pure iteration and in combination with other decks like Tri-Brigade, and I think we've played it with Sky Striker before, too. We are actually still doing a combination of sorts. We are going to be playing a notable Kashtira engine as well. But this is now a Zoodiac deck that is at not full power, as in it has everything from its archetype, but much more full power than we've seen it in the past. Of course, with Zoodiac Barrage coming completely off the list from 0 to 3, Zoodiac Drident going from 1 to 3, and Ratpier going from 0 to 1. So how impactful are these unlimits? For this archetype, extremely. And I would say that this overall bolsters the power level from Zoodiac from lower rogue to upper rogue, honestly bordering on tier 3. If we see this deck get enough attention, enough people experiment with the different variations of it, I could definitely see a world where the Zoodiac decks, like as a whole, could it be like towards the bottom of tier 3. It definitely feels like a very potent strategy. And actually, I went undefeated in my play test session playing this in the Duelist Cup. Now, granted, I think it was like 7, 8, I think it was 7 games, so not a lot of games at all. But the 4 duels you're going to see in this profile are actually the first 4 games in a row that I played with them. So it's very rare for me to be able to get 4 quality games, like the first 4 games I play with a deck. But that was the case here with this Zoodiac deck. This is a very strong list, and one of its biggest strengths is that while you do want to go first, like pretty much every other deck, except for specifically going second deck does, this deck doesn't really actually end up carrying a lot of the time if it has to go second. We have a lot of tools that are very good against the current meta that help us, such as the Droll unlock and especially the Dimension Shifters, but also like there's a lot of hands where we can just start by like specialing Unicorn and then going for that, and if that doesn't work, it's like, alright, Barrage for a Zoodiac into you know, like a Zeus anyway, and then we'll just go for it. So yeah, we get to play a lot of hand traps. We have a lot of good, not just good, fantastic going second tools. The Kashtira cards in general are not bad at going second at all. And we even get to play stuff like, you know, we have triple tax as well. So we're just overall a deck that is very well geared to face up against a lot of different situations. For the extra deck in particular, the one card that you might want to be playing that I'm not is, actually, if you look it up, like, here we go. The Infinite Fortress Megaclops is a UR that I do not have crafted, but you can make this using 3 Xyz monsters, and it's pretty much a 4K towers, 4 monster effects. It can still be affected by spell or trap effects. So initially I was playing cards like Vespenato and Donner as kind of substitutes because I didn't have the Megaclops, but in playing with this deck and also talking with people about this deck, I kind of wonder if Megaclops is even optimal to play in the grand scheme of things, right? Mainly because you have to make it with 3 Xyz monsters, and it's like, you know, we do have turn 1 boards where we end on a Arise-Heart, Ira, and Drident. We'll actually have a game where we open with that board state. But, like, we obviously don't want to be linking all 3 of those for a honestly not that great towers. Especially because we're in a meta where people are so ready for towers type monsters. And this one, again, isn't even a full towers. It's just unaffected by monster. Not even is it not a full towers in that it can be hit by spell trap effects. It can be hit by Xyz effects, which is very relevant. Like, again, other Zeuses. Or, like, God, Pearly as a whole can just get rid of this thing very easily. Whereas Vespenato's piercing effect can very easily come up for lethal. The Donner is actually, I think, rather important to have, because what you can do is you can link 2 different monsters to make the Donner, then use Donner's effect to pop itself and 1 card on your opponent's field. Then you don't control monsters, so now you can special summon Kashtira's from hand. So I think even if I had the Megaclops, I would not take out Donner. I'd probably take out the Vespenato, but the Vespenato might actually be better than the Megaclops. I haven't made this yet, to be fair, but I know the person who did well with Zoodiac in the MCS Final Cut, they were using the Vespenato. So we're also playing the F-Zeros. The F-Zeros only need 2 Xyz monsters, which is much less situational than Megaclops' 3. Getting 2 Xyz monsters is very easy, especially with like Chakanine and not this one, where is the Ramram, being able to bring back monsters. The Chakanine, you can't use that as an Xyz material that turn. So you can't use it the same turn to make F-Zero. You got a Ramram for that. But Ramram can bring back any Zoodiac monster in the graveyard with no conditions attached. So that can be used to go into an F-Zero. But yeah, I mean, otherwise I'm really satisfied with the ratios. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say about the main deck too, and particularly the Kashtira engine, if you want to, you can cut the Arise-Heart and the Theosis, and then also the Ira and the Arise-Heart from the extra deck. Then you'd kind of just be playing a lighter Kashtira engine that's not committed to going into an actual cash line. If you wanted more room for like hand traps in the main deck, or if you wanted to play Megaclops and like another rank 4 or something in the extra deck too, you could definitely do that. Like, you definitely do not need a full Kashtira engine at all. You could also, even if you really wanted to, not play like any amount of Kashtira cards. The Adventure engine would definitely not be bad with Zoodiacs. Could definitely see running this engine as well. I just like the Kashtira engine a little bit more because it provides like a more fully fleshed out board, as opposed to just like an Omni Negate. And also even just dropping like a Fenrir or a Unicorn next to like your Drident. Like even that by itself is also just, again, more than fine. Even good. Like, even if I was to cut Unicorns and Birth, I'd probably, even with the Adventure engine, still just play 2 Fenrir in this deck. So it's like, in that regard, you might as well go into a more extended cash engine, and then from there, it's just 2 more main and extra slots for the full cash board. So, okay, I think that is everything that I wanted to cover with the deck here. So let's just break the list down card by card, and then we'll see those games. We're on 2 Droll and Lockbird, 3 Maxx, 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, 1 Zoodiac Ratpier, 2 Zoodiac Whiptail, 2 Zoodiac Thoroughblade, 1 Zoodiac Ramram, 1 Zoodiac Kataroost, 1 Kashtira Riseheart, 2 Dimension Shifter, 3 Kashtira Fenrir, 2 Kashtira Fenrir, 3 Kashtira Unicorn, 1 Nibiru the Primal Being, 2 Pot of Desires, 2 Triple Tactics Talent, 1 Kashtiratheosis, 1 Pressured Planet Wraitsoth, 3 Fire Formation Tenki, 3 Zoodiac Barrage, 1 Kashtira Birth, and then 3 Infinite Impermanence. That's going to be our main deck. For the extra deck, we're on 1 number F-Zero Utopic Future, 1 number F-Zero Utopic Draco Future, 2 Zoodiac Tigermoartar, 2 Zoodiac Drident, 1 Zoodiac Boarbow, 1 Zoodiac Hammerkong, 2 Zoodiac Chakanine, 1 Droll Driver Vespenato, 1 Kashtira Shangri-Ira, 1 Kashtira Arise-Heart, 1 Divine Arsenal AA-ZEUS Sky Thunder, and then finally 1 Donner Dagger for hire. That'll do it for the list. Let's see those games now. Alright, I'm just going to show these games in the order that I played them in. And like I said, these 4 games we're going to see are all going to be the first 4 games I played with this deck. They're all going to be Duel Skep games. So this game, I don't remember what I was playing against off the top of my head. We'll see in a moment. It's Mathmech. Okay, I was actually had a feeling. So the next game I'm pretty sure is Dragon Link. It's going to be the second duel we see. But anyway. So here they obviously have to go for a very awkward Allen version. Normal summoning the, they're under here. Normal summoning the multiplication and then specialing the addition. So I immediately know this Ash Blossom is going to be great. Because, like, if they have to start their line like this, it's fairly unlikely that they're going to have follow-up in their hand, right? If they had a diameter, they would have normal summoned that. If they had a circular, they obviously would have led with that. Like, yeah, this Ash Blossom is going to put in a lot of work here. They could still make a Terahertz, like, relatively easily, but nah, I think they just, yeah, they're just going to end here, so. Our hand is looking phenomenal. We didn't even need this Ratpier, but it's still a pretty good draw. Especially the Fenrir opponent's going to Ash Blossom it. This is always a mistake. You should never Ash Blossom the Fenrir, even if you think it is a Kashtira deck, because there are better Ash targets, like Theosis and Shangri-Ira. Here I get to triple attack. I'm just going to look at the rest of their hand just to make sure there's nothing going on here. It was a Kaiju and a DD Crow. DD Crow doesn't affect me at all, so I don't care about it. Gonna use Barrage for Thoroughblade. Thoroughblade gets to pitch the Ratpier to draw a new card. Just to see if I drew anything a little bit more useful. Actually, does Thoroughblade have to send a monster? Could I have sent the Barrage? No, I should have discarded the Barrage. I don't know why I discarded the Ratpier, but yeah. From here, I can just go into the Hammerkong. I don't even need to use the Boarbow, which is usually the one you battle with to go into Zeus. Now, I can, on a clearer field, make Hammerkong. And then, yeah, now they have a DD Crow and nothing else in hand. Top decking against a Fenrir and, more importantly, a 6 material Zeus. So, yeah, that's obviously pretty scary for any deck to have to deal with. But especially after you've been, yeah, hand ripped. And again, I'm really glad we triple attacked for the hand rip and now the draw 2 there. Like, even though they only had 2 cards in hand, it's like, there's not really, it's not more likely that I was going to be able to OTK with the draw 2 unless I drew exactly Arise-Heart, which is a 1-of in my deck. And on top of that, it's like, you know, I'd rather just make sure they have nothing in hand. Well, the other reason, too, that I triple tacked is that my opponent was getting past priority even after they used, what was it, the Ash Blossom on the Fenrir. So it was because of the DD Crow, right? So I wanted to make sure they didn't have, like a Maxi or something, or I guess if they did have it, they would have forced it there. But no, I ended up seeing the Kaiju, which was also perfect. So, yeah, let's go ahead and see that next duel now. If memory serves, this one is going to be against Dragon Link. We have one of these games is against Dragon Link, and that shows like a full kind of turn 1 combo, and I think it's this one. Okay, we are going first. Yeah, they're on 60 cards. This is the game. So, yeah, I mean, we opened Unicorn plus a Zoodiac monster. That should be pretty much a full combo right there. I can special the Unicorn and add the Kashtiratheosis. Theosis will go ahead and activate on the Unicorn to pull out the other Fenrir from deck. Fenrir gets to use its effect in order to add the Arise-Heart. Now I can special the Arise-Heart, overlay the Unicorn and Fenrir for the Ira. We can put Ira in the EMZ, because obviously we only have the Donner. Here they're just going to fire off the Thunder Dragon Dirk before I summon the Arise-Heart. So yeah, Arise-Heart, banish the Unicorn. And then, as I said before, make the Arise-Heart. But yeah, the reason to play Ira in the EMZ, this isn't just true of this deck, by the way, but if you're comboing with Kashtira as well. From what I know, I haven't played pure Kashtira in a long while, actually, but the idea is we put Ira in this EMZ, right? And then we zone block the main, or the middle main monster zone. And then with the next zone block, we can hit this one, and then this one. And then now they won't be able to do anything with Link monsters at all, because this EMZ is occupied, and this EMZ will have all 3 of the main monster zones underneath it, eaten up. So now I can normal summon the Thoroughblade, and I'll overlay a few of the extra Zoodiac Exceeses. I actually should have just gone Chakanine, Tigermoartar, and then Drident. The Hammerkong is a 1-of, so it's like, I mean, it doesn't really matter a lot of the time, but it can matter for, like, making sure that a follow-up Zeus has the maximum amount of materials possible. So I shouldn't have done Hammerkong. I should have just done Tigermoartar, Chakanine, Drident, because I have 2 of each of those in my extra deck. So here, the Ira has to bring out the Unicorn, because we have the Fenrir in hand, but Unicorn, obviously, still a good card. We're going to use the Unicorn effect here. And upon looking at their extra deck, we confirm it's Dragon Link that is playing the Thunder Dragon package. Excuse me, let me take a sip of water here. I'm actually recording this right after a stream. That was probably a bad idea. I've been talking a lot this afternoon, but yeah, so we're going to eat the Chaos Angel. I wanted to eat Chaos Angel here because it's really easy to make. It's a banish, so it circumvents the Ira protection effect, and would be the thing that could most easily disrupt my board. Looking at my opponent's extra deck, like, a lot of their comboing stuff, I'm not concerned about eating, because I have, like, all this stuff to disrupt them, so they have to play through this before the comboing stuff becomes even relevant at all. So I wanted to make sure that I was eating a card from their extra deck that they would use to try to out my board in this particular situation. Also, we want to use Arise-Heart to specifically attach their Thunder Dragon monster, so that way they can't just use the Hawk to summon the Colossus very easily. Not that Colossus would be like a threat here, but might as well make it harder for them to summon, right? Ravine is activating. I don't care about this at all because it's banishing stuff. They discard the Thunder Dragon Hawk, which does proc its effect. This will allow them to shuffle back and try to look for an out, but this reads to me as like desperation. Like, it definitely seems to me like they are trying very hard to find a line. Okay, this Rocket Tracer we are going to have to do something about. So here I am going to use Tracer on the Rocket, Drident on the Tracer. It will activate its effect. I'm going to imperm. It might seem like a bit much to use 2 forms of disruption on 1 card, but it's actually fine because we're still eating 2 different things here, right? The imperm is taking out the Tracer effect, which is stopping them from putting another body on the board, and the Drident will actually pop the Tracer, which will stop them from going into a level 10 Synchro. Not Chaos Angel, because again, we took that out of play, but it'll stop them from going into like Dissipator or Baron or something. Dissipator mostly, I think, would be the more scary one here. The other nice thing, too, about getting rid of the Tracer in this situation is that, I mean, as you can see, we are already severely limiting their Link plays, but a lot of their Link ones, in fact, I think all of them, need a level 4 or lower dragon specifically, so we'll kind of strand them with the big dragon on the board and make sure that they have that one, because now they need another card to be able to continue to have plays. Also have not used Arise-Heart's, Banish. Also have not used my other Imperm yet. And yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure they conceded after that, so that's why I wanted to pause and talk about that there specifically, but there you go. I mean, if you open Unicorn plus any Zoodiac monster, it's a full Kashtira board plus. You get to end on the Era, the Arise-Heart, whatever the Era brings out, and then you get to throw on a Drident as well, which is very, very relevant. That extra pop, especially while Arise-Heart is still banishing everything, that pop is effectively a banish, which is obviously going to be very, very effective. And yeah, that is yet another duel in the books there. Let us now go ahead and move on to the next game. From here, my memory is a lot worse as far as these particular games go. I don't remember at all what these other decks I played. I'll probably remember as soon as the game actually starts, but okay, we're going second here. Hand's looking really good. This would have been a very, very good going first hand. This would have been a full combo going first hand. Ah, Synchron, that's right. Going second against Synchron, we don't have a single hand trap. That means they're going to get to play out their full combo, which, yeah, is pretty scary. The junk speeder into, you know, a million synchro summons. But, I mean, if I'm going to get comboed by any deck, you know this is the one that I'm the most fine getting comboed by. Because this person understands. They get it. Going fast makes them feel alive, too. Man. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, they get their tuners. They're going to sync for 8. It's a Crystal Wing, so there's a monster effect to negate plus destroy there. Illumination sending the Stardust Trail, I think is what that card's called. Yeah, Trail. Alright, that is going to sync with the Stardust Synchron for the Chaos Ruler. See, the cool thing about this deck, too, as I was talking about during the profile itself, is that, like, when you go second, like, you don't need that many things to go right. Like, you just need to be able to stick a Zeus. And we may not have opened any hand traps, but we have so much gas to bait out these disrupts with that I'm very confident that we can Zeus this board. Plus, we have the triple attack as well. Alright, they're making the Hyper Librarian, bringing back the Chaos Ruler. That's right, Stardust Synchron is a light. I always forget that. I think it's wind. Because it looks like Stardust Dragon, and Stardust Dragon is wind. But nope, Stardust Synchron is actually light. I think the Trail is light. Oh no, Trail is wind, right? Oh, hang on, did he get banished? No, Trail is also light, I think. Yeah, they're both light, okay. So yep, what is it? The Crystal Wing, the Baron, the Hot Red, 2 Omnis and a monster effect, negate and destroy. Unicorn actually a very good top deck there. Yeah, we're going to lead with the Wraitsoth. This does bait the negate, which it usually does. Actually, I don't think there's anything wrong with negating this Wraitsoth here. It might be a little bit greedy, because it's like... Well, because here's the thing, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Wouldn't you want me to summon my first Kashtira monster, and then Hot Red Dragon Archfiend to negate it, specifically so that it doesn't leave the field, and that way... Because if you negate and destroy it, I could maybe summon another Kashtira from hand. Huh, I don't know. I think that's how I would have done it, personally, but... I don't fault them for doing it that way, either. Okay, I'm gonna summon and activate the Unicorn. This will get the Crystal Wing to use its effect. Now, I'm actually going to Barrage and not Triple Attack, just to see if they negated the Barrage with the Baron, but they didn't. It's like, that would have been really good for me, because I have Zoodiacs I can normal summon in hand anyway. I definitely do not need Barrage, but no. They didn't take the bait, which is fine. I'll go ahead and use the Barrage here. Pop the field spell for the Ramram. I decided to get specifically Ramram in case this face-down card was Imperm. Although Imperm wouldn't have mattered here because they have defense mode monsters, I could have just battled into those anyway, so... It's like, that's why I summoned Ramram from deck and didn't just normal summon Thoroughblade. I could actually, I think I do actually use the Whiptail here. Yeah, I'm going to use Whiptail, but this doesn't really make a difference. It's basically only the difference between using a Drident or not. Or rather, if I use Drident, I would have a 7-mat Zeus instead of a 6-mat Zeus, which it's like, it's not that big of a difference. I mean, it can matter. There are games where Zeus's other effect comes up, and you can attach another material and then get another pop that way if you had 7 instead of 6, because then you'd have 8 instead of 7, but it's situational. I was like, whatever. I'll keep the Drident in play. Yeah, when Chaos Ruler and Jet Synchron come back, I'm going to banish them both. This was a good Troll Attack bait for the opponent, but unfortunately for them, they're not really able to do anything meaningful with my Zeus. They actually end up popping their own board and then giving me my Zeus back, which is like, yeah, that's fine. Good talk, bro. Alright, I'm going to normal summon the Thoroughblade here and just enter battle phase. I thought I was looking at Donner here. I was like, oh, can I Donner and then pop my own stuff away to special the Unicorn and go into like a Kashtira board? But no such luck. But it's not that big of a deal. Also... Actually, no, I don't think I misplayed here. Well, I kind of did. Well, I don't know. Because I could have used the Tigermoartar to give my monster more stats, but I also could have used the Chakanine to bring back an Xyz monster, which I think actually might have been the right play. Doesn't matter. Either way, they conceded. Yeah. We have one more duel. Let us go check it out. Yeah, I tried. I tried to remember, but I really don't remember what these last 2 games were. Well, the last one we saw was, oh, come on now, Lex. The game ended 10 seconds ago. Fuck, did I really forget? That's bad. Hang on a second. Did I really already forget what the fuck I just replay we just watched? What did I play against? Whatever. Whatever, we have a new game. Let's move on. Anyway, they're going to start... Setting a monster in 2 back row looks really weird until we see its lab. That makes a little more sense. Thankfully, we have the Ash Blossom to eat the big welcome, so they're not going to be able to do too much scary. Too many scary things are there to us here. I thought about D-shiftering, but, well, the thing is, I could have D-shifted there, actually, because I would have had to respond to the big welcome with the D-shifter, and if I do that, then I can't Ash it. So, obviously... I think ashing the big welcome is more important here than resolving the D-shifter against Labyrinth. So, gonna lead with the Tenki. Tenki F will add, what I got? Thoroughblade? I think I already had Ratpier, right? Yeah, Thoroughblade. Gonna use the Barrage F, but opponent's got the Dogmatica Punishment for it. That does not matter to me in the slightest. Not even a little bit. It's totally fine. And I could have actually Donnered here and popped their face-down monster, and then unicorned and gone into the line, especially with a Theosis, but it's like, I don't know, I didn't want to use the resources to do that when I'm like, I could just Zeus. You know, I could just Zeus, and then if I really want to do a Kashtira board later, I can just do the Donner line later. But it's like the Zeus, the 6-mat Zeus, I think is going to be more apt for getting rid of Labyrinth stuff than a Kashtira board, right? Because if they set a bunch of things, I can just Zeus during the end phase and then get rid of them all. Yeah, Zeus is very good if you can make it against back row decks for that reason. You know, before they have any back row in play. So here they do actually have the out to the Zeus. They've got the Gamma Seal. They have the Kaiju. But that's all they have. Well, they have a back row too, which is Labyrinth. It could be something, so. Alright, here I get to normal Arise-Heart, activate Theosis, and that's enough for my opponent to concede. The Arise-Heart was actually an extremely good draw there with my hand, but to be fair, I could have also drawn, God, any Zoodiac monster, or Barrage, or Tenki, or Desires. Like, I had a lot of outs there. Like, it looked like a really, really lucky top deck, and in some respects it was, but just, you can consider it was one of very many. Now, it was the one specific top deck to do Kashtira plays, but, I don't know, arguably... Well, no, I'd already Zeus, so the Zoodiac line probably actually wouldn't have been better. So it actually was a very lucky top deck, but it wasn't, like, the reason I won that game. But anyway. Yeah, that's going to go ahead and do it for this Zoodiac video. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Again, this deck was great. I went undefeated with the very short playtesting session I did with it, and it didn't seem like it mattered whether I went first or second. The deck was always good. I think that, again, it's probably like upper rogue, like the very top of upper rogue, or the very bottom of tier 3. I honestly think it might be tiered. It might get there. We'll see. Let's just go ahead and move now to our outro, though. Alright, everybody, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you for watching it all the way to the very end. That means a whole lot to me, and it's also a fantastic way to support the channel. And if you're interested in supporting the channel in other ways besides YouTube, there are plenty of ways to do that. If you check out the description below, you'll find a bunch of links down there. One of them goes to my Patreon. You're actually seeing the names of everyone subscribed to the Patreon on the screen right now. So if you're interested in getting your name in the credits here at the end, if you want to see more daily Master Duel content, or if you're interested in one-on-one private coaching sessions, I offer all of that on Patreon. I also stream live on Twitch. Feel free to go ahead and click that link and follow and or subscribe there. I also have the Discord community, if you want to follow that link, where hundreds of duelists have already signed up. Free to join, and you can just come hang out, talk about the game, and chill in general. Final link that's going to be in the description is my Twitter. You can follow that if you want some more notifications of what's happening with the channel. So, all in all, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day.